What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel for yet another Football Manager related video. The time is upon us where we start looking forward to the next iteration of Football Manager. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through 5 of my interesting clubs to manage. Some of them are going to be a bit more obvious than others, but basically, guys, I just wanted to bring you some interesting challenges, share some info about these clubs that I've found out recently. And to be honest, I think some of them are very, very good challenges within their respective countries. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So guys, before I get into things, I am using Football Manager 2021 for this, but I am using the updated database from the FM editors team. I will leave a link to their Twitter down below so you can get this database yourself. I'm sure they will be bringing out a updated version once the transfer deadline is done and dusted. So every club that I'm going to talk about is in their correct league, as they will appear in FM22. And I'm going to kind of talk to you guys about why I think you should take a look at maybe doing a save here. So without any further ado, this is team number 1. It is Vasco de Gama. We are heading over to Brazil to talk about Vasco de Gama. They are now in the Brasileiro Serie B, having been relegated from Brazil's top flight last season. And as you can see from what's on the screen, in recent history, they've had some jagged times, finishing 17th last season, obviously, which did see them relegated, 12th the year before, 16th, all the way up to 7th, having been promoted. So as you can see, they've had 3 relegations since 2013, which is not great considering when they were back in 2000 they were winning the Brazilian league. So it's kind of been a bit of a rapid drop off for Vasco. As you can see, former Copa Libertadores holders, they won the Copa Libertadores in 1998. As you can see, they've won the Brazilian league title 4 times, winning that one most recently in 2000. Obviously, Brazilian Cup holders 2011. They've won the Rio State Championship 24 times. It's absolutely ridiculous. The most recent one of those being in 2016. And again, you can see all the trophies that they've had and the promotions that they've had. They're a very, very good team, but unfortunately, following their relegation, find themselves in Serie B. A little bit more about their background. They've got okay training facilities, but as you can see, they were relegated again. Having enjoyed their greatest era in the 1990s, Vasco won undoubtedly one of the most successful clubs in Brazil. One of them former players who I will bring your attention to, I'm going to try and touch on things like that a little bit, is Romario. Now, obviously, he is now a politician, I believe, in Brazil. So he is one of their former players and one of the highest goal scorers. I think he's second on their all-time goal scorers list from the research that I've done. But this is a very good club in Brazil. They're a kind of a powerhouse club. If you go on their profile, as you can see, you start this game in this iteration with no manager, as you can kind of see why. So they do start, as you can see, a 3.5-star reputation team based in Brazil and South America, obviously. Their finances are okay, but obviously they do find themselves in the Serie B. There's some interesting teams in here alongside Vasco. Cruzeiro, obviously Botafogo are kind of bigger teams in Brazil, especially within that second flight. So if we actually have a look at the season preview, this is how it has them listed at the moment. Obviously, they are listed as the favorite. They should win the division. So there is a little bit of pressure on you to win straight away and get them back into the top flight. But I really do think Vasco are a very, very good proposition in Brazil. And if you've not managed in Brazil, I would highly recommend it. I did it in the Pentagon Challenge. I thought it was a fantastic country to manage in. Definitely something different. I would 100% recommend it. From South America, we head over to Wales to hit up Wrexham for the second club that we are going to talk about. Obviously, the North Welsh outfit are a decent sort of team in the National League. They've been in the National League for a long, long time, since they were relegated out of League 2 in 2007-2008, as you can see on your screen here. They've been bouncing around the National League for a long, long time, but unfortunately haven't made it back into the Football League. Obviously, the big story around Wrexham is their ownership. Obviously, Ryan Reynolds, and I can't remember the other dude's name off the top of my head whilst I'm recording this, are the new sort of owners of Wrexham. So I'd like to think that you would see them starting to power up the league and starting to see them move forward. Obviously they are sponsored by TikTok as well this season, and I'd like to think you could go into it and sort of rebuild some of their former glories. As you can see, they've won Sky Bet League One previously in 1978, or they've won the third tier of English football once in 1978. They've also picked themselves up a Papa John's trophy, or LDV Vans, a Coca-Cola Cup, or whatever you call it. They've won one of those as well. FA trophies they've won as well. Obviously they are playing in the English league, so I really do think they're a very interesting club, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the sort of dynamic of the club works in FM22. Obviously they're going to be a big name in the National League with that sort of ownership group behind them. So I think it's going to be a very good challenge for you to see how you manage those expectations and how you bring that sort of team up the leagues in England. Obviously we have big level Welsh clubs in the English footballing tree so far. Obviously your Cardiff, your Swanseas. Can Wrexham sort of emulate their success? Both other Welsh teams have been in the Premier League. Could you be the manager to get Wrexham into the Premier League? And for team number 3, we head over to Spain for Real Valladolid. I believe I'm saying that correctly. Fingers crossed I am. Who find themselves in the Segunda Division over in Spain. So Spain's second tier. They're a very interesting club, and I can't remember how I was told this. It was either on Twitter, in the comments of a rebuild video, or on my Discord. Link to the Discord down below. Make sure you come and join and be part of that community. But basically, the interesting story about this club is the fact that 𝘼𝙗𝙤 𝙈𝙚 is a majority shareholder. I believe he now owns 82% of the Spanish club. And that's what I think is a very interesting fact about them. They are obviously in the second tier of Spanish football. Not a very, very good season for them at all. They've been bouncing up and down in between the two main divisions in Spain. And as you can see a little bit more of their background here, probably enjoyed their best spell during the 1950s. It's been a very, very long time since they've been a success in Spain. So I think this could be a very interesting challenge for you in terms of, what else was I going to show you? Their facilities and stuff. They're okay. They're not the best team in Spain by a long chalk, but great training facilities, great youth facilities. I think most teams, most people can work with that. And obviously having a chairman of 𝘼𝙗𝙤 𝙈𝙚, what more could you want? Probably the least original team on this list is obviously FC Schalke. They find themselves in the Bundesliga 2 to start FM22, and they are such a huge club in Germany. They should really not be in this division. Obviously, you're going to be favoured to get themselves back out of the Bundesliga 2. But it's going to be a definite ask. Obviously, the rights in Germany, the sort of TV money you get, the registration rules. I actually think any club in Germany is a very, very interesting one to run. They've got a 4-star reputation as things stand in this database. And if we go into their overview, you can see they have elite level pedigree. They've won the Bundesliga 7 times. They've won the Europa League, German Cup winners 5 times. They've won the second division twice, German Super Cup once. Like, this team, as I said, should not be in the Bundesliga 2. You go in there, you take charge, you do what you need to do to take them back to Bundesliga glory. The last time they won the trophy was in the 50s. So I think it's about time that they won another trophy. They won the Europa League in 1997 and last won the German Cup in 2011. They've had some very good players come through. And I think their facilities are very, very good. As you can see, excellent training facilities, excellent youth facilities, good academy coaching, and good youth recruitment. So the facilities are there for you to succeed. They've got a 45,000-seater stadium. The challenge with this one isn't just getting out of the Bundesliga 2. The challenge is The challenge is recouping that former glory and getting them back to where they were all those years ago. As I said, in the Bundesliga, look at this: 34, 35, 37, 39, 40, 42. They had a spell where they were unbelievably dominant. Is that a challenge that you can do? Can you restore Schalke to their former Bundesliga glory? And can you match that record? What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trophies in 5 leagues in 6 years, is that? That is an achievement in itself. Can you beat it? And if you want a challenge, then last but by no means least is Venezia Football Club. Obviously the Italian team that is coming out with these fire, and I mean absolute fire, home and away kits for the 2021-2022 season. This club, obviously based in Venice in Italy, are newcomers to the Serie A, and I have to admit they've had a very rough start of it so far in real life. At the time of recording, I believe they are in that relegation zone, as you kind of would expect for a smaller team coming through. If we go and we take a look at the season preview, 1,000 to 1 to win the division. This is a challenge kind of like unlike any other. This is going to be a monstrous challenge just to keep them in the division, let alone anything else. And as I said, they have those unbelievable kits. And also playing in Venice, I think, is a very, very interesting city to play in. If we take a look at their history and their landmarks and stuff, you can see they've won the Italian Cup, they've won the Italian Serie B, Italian Serie C. They've sort of worked their way up, as you can kind of expect. They were in the Serie A in, 1999-2000, got relegated again after 2001, 2002, and they've not been in the top flight since, sort of bouncing up and down into the Italian Serie C, all the way down into the Serie D in 2009, 2010, and then have sort of slowly worked their way up. They had back-to-back promotions in 2015, 2016, and 2017, 2018. 2 years of consolidation in the Serie B before getting promoted last season. Can you guide this small club from Venice to the Serie A title and maybe beyond? But that is where I'm going to leave this video for today. If you have any other suggestions of clubs that you think would be fantastic to do saves with in FM22, let me know who they are down below and what their situation is. I'd be really intrigued to find some other interesting challenges, not just the same old in saves for FM22. If you have enjoyed today's video and you've learned something interesting about one of these clubs, do drop a like on it down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here for daily Football Manager content. And until the next time, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you on another one very soon.